can look from the top down, right? And I'll pull out a bit more. And then maybe I'll push in a bit more, try to get that nice roundness. Looking at the pictures here, it has a narrow chest, look like. Right, it looks like a narrow chest. Sidewall. Right. So I'm looking, so what I'm noticing is that of the drawings, right, with the sidewall, comparison to the head, it slenders in, like that, hourglass figure. This part tapers in, and the front wall, from the shading, it looks very much more narrow, less meat to it. See, it narrows in from when I'm looking at the shading. Right here. Right here, yeah. You can tell it narrows in. So all that information, I want to do some additional adjustment then. But when I compare it to here, right, this is where I have to go back in, side profile, right, and pull these in. This is going to help a lot. So right now, all the lines, they're super clean, evenly spaced out, or spaced out, proportionally spaced out very nicely, and in order. So I can go in and just pull 4 vertices at a time, like that. Nice flowing. This part here, pull those 3 at a time. This is a back wall, right? So you get that nice elegant shape. Okay, these over here, I'll just pull up it like that so I get my gesture. Alright. Okay, not bad. So I'm thinking, let me try to focus on making this area narrow, right? It's good that I took a look right now. I just caught that. So these guys don't have to be so bulked up. I'll tuck that in. See, it starts to narrow out right away. Before, right? These guys I pulled out. I'm gonna grab now 1, 2, 3, 4 at a time. Right. Press 3, tuck it in. Like that. Press 1 so you can see the low poly version. Right. Alright. Then this part's getting kind of wonky looking. It's doing this zigzag lines. So I'm gonna try to just maybe tune that like that, or pull it forward a bit. Like that. And then maybe I'll grab these and then the neighboring edges and just push it back a bit. So now it slenders out a little bit more. Like that. Then I'm gonna grab this, which I built up the wall more previously, but I'm gonna tuck it back a bit after noticing my image references, how it kinda, you know, skinnies out in the front. So good thing I saw that. And this part here that I pushed in, now this guy, I'm gonna pull this in, right? Push this in, maybe push this in a bit, push this in a bit because I want my lines to be running nicely. Then I'm gonna grab this, push this in, or maybe I'll just flare this back out again because it's the pelvis area. Because I think the pelvis area kind of hourglass figure, right? And kind of widens out right here. See, bulks up. It bulks up. This area bulks up. So in return, this area, I should leave it bulky and maybe straighten that out. This area here is the pelvis, so I'm going to keep that mass bulky. Bring it out a bit. I'm looking at my planes, right? These are my surface planes. Right, surface planes. See, and right now it's transitioning. Pull this out a bit. Push this in. Push this out, vertex mode. This part's kind of getting tight, right? Right, 24 minutes. I'm gonna just grab this, push this in so it rounds out. Grab this, push this in so it rounds out further. Right? And maybe this part, I'm gonna push this in this way, push this in this way. Why am I doing this? Well, if I'm looking at here, from here to here, if this was a line drawing or a ellipse of a line drawing construction line, right? This is, I'm shaping it basically. The top profile shape, because that dictates the volume mass, right? All from just pushing and pulling. And lastly, maybe I can just grab this, right? And tuck this in like this, so it narrows in. The curve profile, the curvature mass profile of it changes when it just by pulling in this front wall strip. I talked about this numerous times, right? And how important the strip wall is, because this determines the silhouette. This determines the overall profile, the curvature profile, because this is where it all begins and this is where it ends, the midpoint, and this is where it ends. Begins, midpoint, ends. Right, 25 minutes. Like, these guys have to be pushed in. Too broadly spaced out. It's too broad, because that's gonna leave me room to set up this strip. All that prep work, prepping. $26 minutes. I think I'm gonna split this up into two 15-minute videos, because right now I see these things and I want to fix them. See? Let me check something out. Why is my wireframe cage acting funky? Why is it doing this weird shit? Yeah, right there. Why are you doing that? What the hell? This stuff annoys me. Maybe I'll put this back to just 0.1. Near cliff plane. Maybe I'll leave that 0.1. Okay. Anyway, so I worked on that strip. I fixed up this strip. This back wall, I don't want to cave in so much so fast. And I read the volume of it by looking from top down. See these planes? Pull it out. And here, now this tells me right here, right, I want this kind of a transition. And then at level 1, low poly, I know exactly now my proportional spacing of the planks, my train tracks. Right, I'm looking at upside down right now. Tuck this in a bit. Now my train tracks are nicely, evenly spread out, and the angle of their angle is nice and broad. Right. So I'm gonna grab this track. It's doing this, so I'm just gonna just straighten it out a bit more. That also helps to make the lines more predictable. So I'm getting my roundness back. This clearly defines the back wall. Maybe I could make it a little bit tighter. And then press R and just straighten it like that. I use Alt 5 to help me kind of compare and contrast between shaded and then wireframe unshaded. Right now I got a bit of ridging going on, but it's fine. Alright, this part here, right, this part's doing this, poking out, so I'm going to put it in. And looking at my lines. This part, you know what, let me push this in too. Since this part got widened out, big old chunks of four-sided faces, because I had pushed these guys in to get a more tighter curvature. So I'm gonna grab these, right? Push this in and then push this out. I don't want to do edge slide. I repeat, I don't want to do edge slide. I want to control how my mesh moves or shapes manually. See, now I'm getting more of a narrow profile just by pushing this in. See, a narrow profile. See how important the spacing is. Spacing, right? See, now I got my narrow chest wall just from the spacing of the lines and my faces, four-sided faces. See that chest wall? Alright, 31 minutes. These guys probably have to be pushed in too. Or at least up to from here to here and here. See? My lines are clean. I pushed it in and I'm going to push it back out slightly. Alright, so it's not overtly exaggerated. See? Almost there. Let me grab this, tuck it in a bit more so it flows better. Yeah, there you go. I'm averaging these out. So I'm looking at my lines. There you go. This part, I probably could tuck this out, give it a nice shoulder wall, So you have this transition tight here, and it kind of broadens out a bit. And it needs to broaden out a bit to fit in the arm socket, right? So that everything makes sense. See? I can even push this and accentuate it more. Like that. Push it in like that maybe. See this? All from just touching up these lines, right? This all this nitpicking, it sets up everything. All these lines that I'm focusing on, right? It may look like it's starting off slow and tedious, but it gains traction and momentum and start building out the shape faster and faster, cleaner, and most importantly, so that, you know, hopefully someday to put this in your portfolio. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna end the video. It's at what, 34 minutes, 35 minutes soon, and then I'm gonna split it into 2 videos, part 1 and part 2. And yeah, these image references can be found online. Just do some digging and you'll find them easily. Ultra useful. Yeah, I can already see it happening. Maybe add one more here. Maybe, and one more here for sure. Yeah. Alright, that's the end of this video. Bye.